In any given year, as we come to the end, I always find myself in a reflective space, reviewing, contemplating, and allowing the quiet to inspire what's next. Usually, it's filled with gratitude for all of it. And this year is no different. And so, before diving into my annual year-end review, I want to take a moment to express my gratitude to you. Yes, you listening right now. Thank you for being here and exploring relationship diversity with me. Welcome to the Relationship Diversity Podcast, where we celebrate, question, and explore all aspects of relationship structure diversity, from soloamory to monogamy to polyamory and everything in between, because every relationship is as unique as you are. We'll bust through societal programming to break open and dissect everything we thought we knew about relationships, to ask the challenging but transformational questions: who am I, and what do I really want in my relationships? I'm your guide, Carrie Jaroslaw, best-selling author, speaker, intuitive, and coach. Join me as we reimagine all that our most intimate relationships can become. This year has flown by. It feels like January 2024 was just yesterday. And whew, what a journey it's been. A year filled with beautiful highs, challenging lows, and moments that pushed me to my limits. There were times I didn't know how I'd make it through, only to realize how much growth came from leaning into those challenges. I've also deepened my practice of presence, especially during those joyful moments, savoring the sensations of gratitude and fulfillment. And through it all, I felt incredibly supported by my partners, family, and close friends. In any given year, as we come to the end, I always find myself in a reflective space, reviewing, contemplating, and allowing the quiet to inspire what's next. Usually, it's filled with gratitude for all of it. And this year is no different. And so, before diving into my annual year-end review, I want to take a moment to express my gratitude to you. Yes, you listening right now. Every time I receive a message about how an episode has touched your journey, it fills my heart with joy and purpose. Thank you for being here and exploring relationship diversity with me. In episode 123, I shared some thoughts that I'll be sitting with this winter. As someone who's always leaned on intuition, it's led me to make a big decision. I'll be taking a hiatus for the first 3 months of 2025. This wasn't an easy choice, as I'm someone who commits fully and pushes through resistance. But this winter, I'll be focusing inward. You know the saying, put your oxygen mask on first? That's exactly what I plan to do. I believe in leading by example, and I can't encourage you to do your inner work without doing my own. That said, I didn't want to leave you without anything to explore during these 3 months. Over the past 2 years, I've recorded so many episodes, and I've noticed these themes emerging. To keep the conversation going, I'll be creating curated playlists of past episodes, each centered around a specific topic. Each of these themed episodes will be short and to the point, designed to guide you toward deeper exploration, and each will have clickable links in the show notes to jump to the episodes I talk about. It has been so fun to see these patterns come to life, and I'm excited to share them with you. I've been doing mid-year and end-of-year recaps since the beginning of this podcast, and people have said that they've been super helpful when they want to hear a quick review of what was discussed over the past half year, but don't have the time to scan all the titles to find the episode they need. I'll link previous mid-year and end-of-year recaps in the show notes of this episode. Okay, now, without further ado, Here's the year-end review and recap of the past 27 episodes spanning from July 2024 to today. Episode 108, Healing a Sexless Relationship, Rebuilding Trust and Emotional Intimacy with Katie Ziskind. In this episode from July 11th, 2024, I talk with holistic marriage and family therapist Katie Ziskind about the challenges and solutions for couples facing sexual avoidance and emotional disconnection. Katie, who is an expert in addressing high conflict cycles and intimacy issues, shares insights into understanding attachment styles, the importance of emotional intimacy, and the role of inner child work in healing relationships. Through her experience, Katie provides couples hope and practical steps to rebuild trust and intimacy, even in cases of long-term sexual avoidance cycles, infidelity, and emotional turmoil. This was an amazing conversation, and I learned so much from Katie's wisdom. Next up was episode 109.5. Yes, 109.5, which technically was released before episode 109, and this is just me messing up on my episode count. So I numbered this one 109.5, and it was, Is Polyamory an Identity or a Lifestyle Choice? With Rich and Siobhan of the Poly Podcast. In this episode, I have an inspiring conversation with Rich and Siobhan, the hosts of the Poly Podcast, to talk about some big discussions present in the non-monogamous communities. We discuss the significant topic of whether non-monogamy and polyamory are lifestyle choices or identities, and tackle common myths and judgments surrounding polyamorous relationships. Rich and Siobhan share their personal journey from monogamy to polyamory, highlight challenges they faced, and provide insights on handling societal misconceptions. Rich and Siobhan aim to normalize diverse relationship structures and dismantle the stigma around polyamory and bisexuality. We had so much fun with this one, so check it out. Episode 109, The Mono-Poly Relationship, Challenges and Solutions with Dr. Elizabeth Sheff. Can the mono-poly relationship dynamic really work? In this episode, I speak with my friend and renowned researcher and coach, Dr. Elizabeth Sheff, who returns to discuss the mono-poly relationship dynamic. We explore the challenges, misconceptions, and potential strategies for making such relationships work, emphasizing the importance of meeting partners' needs, effective communication, and mutual understanding. Dr. Eli shares insights from her research and personal experiences, offering guidance for those navigating relationships where one partner desires monogamy and the other seeks polyamory. We also discuss the emotional and social hurdles often faced by couples in these dynamics and the significance of seeking support and continued reevaluation in relationships. This is my most listened to episode, and you'll understand why when you hear Dr. Eli's perspectives on this complex dynamic. Episode 110, Is There a Right Way to Do Non-Monogamy? With Emma and Finn from Normalizing Non-Monogamy. In this episode, I have an enlightening conversation with my friends Emma and Finn, the hosts of Normalizing Non-Monogamy podcast. They discuss the endless possibilities of relationship structures, their personal journey into non-monogamy, and the lessons they've learned from interviewing hundreds of people over the years. The episode emphasizes the importance of living an authentic life, the power of community support, and the fact that there is no right way to do relationships. The conversation addresses the challenges and rewards of non-monogamy and provides insights on building and maintaining various types of relationships. Additionally, they explore the origins and growth of their community and the value of in-person and online connections. And I am a part of their community. It's an incredible community. I highly recommend checking it out if you are curious or exploring non-monogamy. This is an episode not to be missed. Episode 111, Self-Care as a Form of Self-Advocacy. In this solo episode, I discuss the essential practice of self-care, emphasizing its role as a form of self-advocacy. I share my personal journey of integrating a daily self-care practice, advocating its importance for maintaining balance and well-being. I offer practical suggestions for incorporating simple self-care rituals into daily life and discuss how self-care can extend to advocating within relationships and your wider community. Episode 112, Relationship Diversity, a Crash Course. This is another solo episode where I celebrated my second anniversary of the podcast with a special crash course on relationship diversity. I dive into the various relationship structures, including soloamory, monogamy, open relationships, and polyamory, emphasizing the importance of knowing oneself and creating unique, conscious relationships that evolve over time. I highlight the value of going beyond societal programming and encourage open, compassionate communication. Throughout, I provide insights on the transformative power of self-awareness and the benefits of designing a unique relationship frameworks based on individual needs and desires. This episode was a mashup of my first few episodes that give you a full explanation of my perspectives on relationship diversity, what it means, and how it can be applied to your own relationships. Episode 113, Polyamory on Purpose, 4 Pillars to Thrive in Your Relationships with Shanae Jackson Kendall. In this episode from October 3rd, I welcome Shanae Jackson Kendall, a polyamorous educator and activist. We discuss Shanae's journey into polyamory, her work in polyamorous education and activism, and her concept of intentional polyamory. The conversation delves into Shanae's 4 pillars of intentional polyamory, which include self-work, relational culture, information sharing, and community. Shanae shares her insights on how polyamorous people can thrive in their relationships by intentionally deprogramming outdated beliefs and structures. The episode also emphasizes the importance of supportive communities and continuous personal growth. Additional topics we talk about include the impact of cultural heritage on relationship structures and the importance of visibility and inclusivity in the polyamorous community. Shanae's insights are invaluable for any and all relationship structures and designs. Episode 114, Decolonizing Relationships, BIPOC Perspectives with Dr. Batty, polytherapist. In this episode, I have a profound conversation with Dr. Batty, a polytherapist and professor of psychology at California State University. We discuss the complexity faced by BIPOC individuals, and BIPOC stands for Black, Indigenous People of Color, and especially BIPOC individuals in polyamorous and non-monogamous relationships within the context of white supremacy. Dr. Batty shares her personal and professional journey, emphasizing the need to center BIPOC voices in polyamorous discourse. The conversation covers the importance of critical self-reflection, decolonizing relationships, and increasing representation in academic literature. Dr. Batty reveals insights from her recent research on polyamorous BIPOC communities and highlights the rich contributions these communities bring to the understanding of love and relationships. As we strive to heal the divisiveness of the world, Dr. Batty's perspectives are essential for understanding BIPOC experiences. Episode 115, Behind the Film Open, A Journey Through Love with filmmaker Roderick Stevens II. In this episode, I talk with filmmaker Roderick E. Stevens II about his new documentary, Open, A Journey Through Love. The film aims to destigmatize ethical non-monogamy and explore its positive impacts on individuals and relationships. Roderick shares his journey into the non-monogamous community, his filmmaking process, and the challenges and rewards of creating the documentary. The conversation delves into the various aspects of relationship structures, including swinging, polyamory, and body positivity, while emphasizing the importance of communication and intentionality in relationships. Let's help him get this film out to a larger audience so we can normalize diverse relationships. Listen to this episode to learn more about how you can help. Episode 116, Fear's Role in Relationship Exploration and Growth. In this solo episode, I explore the multifaceted nature of fear and its role in personal growth and relationship diversity. I discuss how fear can both protect and limit us, offering practical strategies for self-reflection and understanding our own relationship with fear. I explore the questions, when should you push through the fear, and when should you listen to it and pull back? Fear is a natural and normal emotion, especially when questioning or exploring different relationship structures. We shouldn't feel bad or broken for feeling fear. It's important and has many deeper messages for us. This episode explores these messages and how to decipher what your fear is trying to tell you. Fear is normal, and I think it's impossible to fully avoid, so let's make it our friend and learn how it can help us grow. This episode will help you do just that. Episode 117, Relationships Are Political, with Michelle Hai, polyamorous while Asian. In this episode, I have a thought-provoking conversation with Michelle Hai, a second-generation Asian American and advocate for polyamory within the BIPOC community. We discuss the deeply political nature of relationships, how politics impact who and how we love, and the intersectional challenges faced by non-monogamous people of color. Michelle shares her personal journey into polyamory, her mission to normalize non-monogamy, and the importance of addressing societal bias and privilege. Highlighted topics include the implications of legal recognition for non-monogamous relationships, community building, and envisioning a future where diverse relationship structures are widely accepted and normalized. I had so many aha moments in this episode, and Michelle's perspectives are ones I believe everyone should listen to, especially if you're on your own internal journey with exploring relationship diversity. Episode 118, Let's Be Real with Our Relationship Experiences. Wisdom from Evita La Vida Loca Sawyers. In this episode, I have a rich discussion with Evita Sawyers, a Black, queer, non-monogamous educator, speaker, coach, and author. The conversation sheds light on the importance of emotions and personal growth within diverse relationship structures. Evita shares her evolution from monogamy to non-monogamy, including her initial challenges and experiences with swinging and polyamory. The dialogue emphasizes the significance of flexibility, self-reflection, and emotional honesty in navigating non-monogamous relationships. Evita highlights her book, 365 Daily Polyamorous Devotionals, offering daily reflections for any relationship type. This book helped me in so many ways, and we discuss some of my favorite entries. She advocates for positive thinking, managing emotional energy, and inclusivity in relationships, encouraging you to explore your authentic choices without societal judgment. This is one of my all-time favorite episodes, and it is a must-listen to episode. Episode 119, Healing Sexual Shame to Transform Relationships with Flo Oliveira. In this episode, I speak with sex educator, therapist, and relationship coach Flo Oliveira about the impact of sexual shame on relationships. We discuss the origins and effects of sexual shame, the journey of healing, and the potential of BDSM and kink as tools for healing. Flo shares their personal story and professional insights, highlighting the importance of safety, vulnerability, and unlearning societal norms to achieve sexual liberation and deeper connection in relationships. This was another amazing episode with an incredibly insightful human. I feel so grateful for conversations like the one I had with Flo, where I learn practical ideas that help my own relationships. Episode 120, Living More Consciously and Wisely in Your Relationships with Waking Youth's Carlota Guedes. In this episode, I welcome Carlota, an author and podcaster from Portugal, to discuss the concept of non-monogamy, a new paradigm of relationships that encompasses intentionality and constant communication. The conversation covers Carlota's personal journey from a conventional monogamous background to exploring diverse relationship structures. Carlota shares insights from her podcast, Waking Youth, which delves into living more wisely into maturity and discusses her upcoming novel about non-monogamy. Carlota beautifully expresses her perspectives on the importance of questioning societal scripts, labeling identity, and intentional living. Episode 121, Overcoming Relationship Patterns, Tools for Deeper Healing and Growth. In this solo episode, I dive into how resurfacing patterns in relationships are opportunities for growth and healing. I share my personal experiences and introduce a 4-step process to break free from autopilot reactions, which are pausing to notice, separating the past from the present, so important, getting curious, and making conscious choices. With practical advice and self-reflection tools, I guide you to navigate challenges, enhance self-awareness, and deepen your relationships. Join me in this one as I explore how to shift from repetitive cycles to empowerment and fulfillment. Episode 122, What Monogamous Couples Can Learn from Swingers to Transform Love and Intimacy with Lauren Hayes. In this episode, I talk with lifestyle coach Lauren Hayes about her new book on the swinging lifestyle and what monogamous individuals can learn from non-monogamous relationships. Lauren shares her journey into the swinging lifestyle with her husband, the challenges they faced, and lessons they learned, ranging from the importance of self-expression and emotional sovereignty to the significance of loving oneself more than one's partner. This conversation highlights how these lessons can be universally applied to enhance all types of relationships. This was another conversation I loved. I could have talked with Lauren for hours. Her insights are invaluable. Episode 123, Healing Power Dynamics, Overcoming Judgments, and Building Authentic Relationships. Winter is approaching in my corner of the world. Winter always has me slowing down and going into deep introspection. So in this solo episode, I explore what's most on my mind. This includes the themes of power dynamics, agendas in relationships, judgments, and the quest for community. Reflecting on my own experiences and observations, I discuss how societal and personal behaviors contribute to division and explore ways to foster connection, mutual empowerment, and authenticity in relationships. This is where I'll be headed during my hiatus as I go inward to be brutally honest with myself with the intention of starting the healing with me first and foremost. And finally, episode 124, Feeling Overwhelmed by Kink Exploration? Welcome to Kinkyville is here to guide you with creator Emily Blake. In this episode, I have a conversation with Emily Blake, creator of the animated series Welcome to Kinkyville. We discuss Emily's cautious exploration of kink and BDSM, her journey of healing from past trauma, and the importance of releasing sexual shame. Emily shares her insights into starting with kink safely, the creation of her animated series, and how open communication and education can lead to healthier, more fulfilling relationships. This episode emphasizes the significance of normalizing conversations about sexual desires and the transformative potential of kink in overcoming personal obstacles. Which leads me to this episode. I always hope these episodes inspire and support everyone they reach. With 124 episodes in the podcast catalog, there's a wealth of insight and guidance waiting for you to explore. Like I said earlier, during the next 3 months while I'm on hiatus, I'll be releasing brief weekly episodes. Each one will spotlight a specific topic and point you towards related episodes in the archive for deeper exploration. Even though I'll be quieter here, I'd still love to hear from you. You can send me an anonymous message through the Send Us a Text feature in the show notes. Your questions and suggestions will help shape the next season of the podcast. I wish you the most joyful holiday season and a 2025 filled with your dreams becoming reality and your relationships that are the truest reflection of who you are. Thank you for being a part of this journey, and don't forget to stay curious. Thanks so much for listening to the Relationship Diversity Podcast. Want to learn more about relationship diversity? I've got a free guide I'd love to send you. Go to www.relationshipdiversitypodcast.com to get yours sent right to you. If you liked what you heard, please subscribe to the podcast. You being here and participating in the conversation about relationship diversity is what helps us create a space of inclusivity and acceptance together. The more comfortable and normal it is to acknowledge the vast and varied relating we all do, the faster we'll shift to a paradigm of conscious, intentional, and diverse relationships. New episodes are released every Thursday. Stay connected with me through my website, carriejaroslow.com, Instagram, or TikTok. Stay curious. Every relationship is as unique as you are.